No. I have pushed record. We are live. What?
We're live.
Oh. I thought you were serious. I'm like, oh man, I pushed it. What happened? We retake. Retake.
Just kidding. What? Did you stopped? You should have kept that in there. That's why I did it.
I didn't stop. Oh no, this is
Yeah,
still
you did.
live. No, we're
Oh,
live.
you're not
It's
live.
recording.
I'm looking at. I was like, wait. I was looking at your go live button. I'm like, you have not gone live.
You have not pushed that go live. Oh, I straight up pushed the.
Just forgot we haven't done that. You know.
No, we don't do that. Look, I can even close all this big stuff that's unneeded and make it even bigger.
Oh my!
So I can see more of our goodness. Actually, I can't do that because I have to look at the audio tracks for when I peak. I can lower myself or lower you, or
that ain't gonna happen.
It happens every now and then.
It's too late. You're like, nah.
Oh, I had to lower you a little bit. I think last week because I like raised your volume up for Tarkov or something, and I did. So when we started, I started looking at the volume levels, and I'm like, man, Duck's going mid yellow every time. I'm like, hey, if I talk quiet, I just touched the yellow, but Duck is almost peaking in the red. That's not a good thing. But hey, we're a minute and a half in. Welcome to the DukNilla NFL Cast, Week 18 edition, going into Week 19. Week 18. Week 17 going into Week 18.
Oh, wow. I love time machine in the football one. I'd be okay with that.
Oh, what a week! What a week in football. A lot to happen, lots to go through, lots to cover. I'm excited. We talked about this in the week. Playoff football, baby.
Ooh, baby.
Oh, I'm ready for playoff football. Playoff football brings out the most drama too, I think. That's like this week. Once we get past this upcoming week, which we're gonna get into here when we do our picks, it's gonna be a weird picking of games because we have starters that potentially are sitting for like Green Bay and other teams. Like Derrick Henry could play this week, but probably won't.
Right.
I mean, we have those scenarios, we have weird scenarios. We have scenarios where New England can go from being a wild card to the number 1 seed, but the Buffalo Bills, who currently are the AFC North or East, whatever they are, I don't care. Buffalo Bills, they're leading their division, but they cannot win. They cannot win the number 1 seed. Currently beating New England, but can't be the number 1. But New England could be number 1. Crazy set of scenarios. But with that said, let's get into some football. Let's get into the Week 17 recap. First off, let's go over some points. Duck, you're still down by 1.
Yeah.
After you said you were going to 4-0 me.
Hey.
This is the last of the regular season, though.
I say that every week, but I'm going to come back at the end and win. That's all that matters.
With that said,
it's all about how you perform at the end.
Listen, I am a little worried because this is the last week in the regular season for our picks. So the regular season champ will be crowned. And I'm only a game up. I don't like it.
Put it right here on his head.
I don't like it. But with that said, we both of us did very well. We both went 12-4 this week. Really impressive. Very good. Both of us, we definitely don't want to hit those triple-digit losses, which we are. You're 7 away. I'm 8 away. That would suck.
It could happen. It could happen this week.
It could. It definitely
we've seen it happen before, so it won't be the first.
Yeah,
we're trying to hit that, in the 50s. Let's end in the 150s.
Oh, definitely. I think we'll definitely hit the 150s. Too many easy games to call, I think. But before we jump ahead to this week coming up, let's talk about last week. Let's talk about Sunday. The first game we had was Washington playing the Eagles on Saturday. Or I keep saying Saturday, on Sunday. The Eagles barely beating the Washington football team 20-16, but stamping their ticket to the playoffs Shocker. Eagles are in the playoffs. Wild card.
Yeah.
Completely shocker for me. I wouldn't have pegged this team as a playoff team, but I also don't peg this team as like anything more than a 1-and-out team. I don't know about you.
I think it depends on who they play. You know, they're coming in at the right time, and it don't matter who's quarterback, right? Hurts or our favorite Minshew.
We talk
They're
about
winning.
health. Health is
So,
important as well.
right. They seem to be doing pretty decent with that too, right now. So
Mm-hmm. But let's
I
say
guess it just depends.
they could go from playing. I mean, they could go from playing the Rams to, I think, Tampa. I don't think Dallas can overtake any of those teams, but
If
could
they listen, if they play one of those two teams, they have a very good chance of winning.
You think
Both those
Philly
teams
can
are
beat the
not
Rams
clicking. Yes.
and Tampa?
Yes. They're clicking at the right time. Tampa Bay is not.
We're gonna get into the Rams here in a little bit, but the Rams do have some really big. I was rewatching the Rams game earlier, and they have some continuity problems and personnel problems with defense. A lot of infighting. The Eagles, you are right. They are hot when you need to be hot. Don't forget, Tampa Bay was not like the first place team last year when they made the Super Bowl. They were a wild card.
Weren't they 9-7 or something?
Yeah, they were a wild card. So getting hot and healthy at the right time is the point of the game. We'll get into some teams here in a minute that are getting that way. The Eagles could be that surprise team as well. We do see surprise teams that do stuff like that. I mean, also we talk about the Giants. The year they went like 7-9 and won a Super Bowl is freaking crazy,
right?
But that game overall, nothing too exciting. Just the Eagles clinching their playoff berth. I personally think this team's 1-and-out. But Duck, you could be right. They could sit there and surprise us. Playoff football is a different beast.
More than anything. Oh yeah,
teams come out. Veterans that have been there matter. Big time veterans who can handle the moment. Rookies a lot of times can't handle that moment. You step up to the big field and they can't handle it. We've seen that time and time again. I know my Lions choke every year they ever been there, which is another thing. We'll get into the Rams here in a bit. We talk about Stafford having never won a playoff game. Talking about them right now. Rams beat the Baltimore Ravens, who the Baltimore Ravens still have a scenario to make the playoffs, but it's an interesting one.
Let's hope they don't. But...
All right. The Rams though beating Baltimore Ravens by 1. The comeback kid Matthew Stafford himself helping them do that. But this is a team that has punched their ticket to the playoffs. They could go from a 2 seat to I think a 3, maybe a 4. They could also not win their division. Excuse me. They did not clinch their division. They just clinched a playoff spot. So they could go from a 2 to a 5. which that's terrifying. So they're playing this week. We know they're going to be giving their all. But this team is one of those teams that is decently healthy, getting some players back. Cam Akers could come back. You have players on defense though that need to find leaders that can pull that team together, because right now you have a lot of playmakers on defense, but there's a lot of personalities that do not mesh on that defense. And it's starting to show. Jalen Ramsey really being destructive, and it's really starting to show there. But I mean, we cannot point all the blame on him. We don't know the interactions fully, what are going on, who's saying what. It could not be him. It could just be the lightning rod. We don't know. But there's someone there who needs to step up and pull that defense together, because that's a very on paper they should be dominating. There should be no one who could compete with that defense. But that defense is terrible. They just don't. They're not meshing. I think. More I think about it, I think there's too many Chiefs. Right. On a normal defense, you have one guy. He calls the plays. He tells people where to go. And maybe that's what we're seeing is there's too many Chiefs out there where you maybe not listening to the signal caller all the way. Who knows? I'm grasping for answers here.
I'm concerned about them being one and done. losing that first game.
Yeah, I would be shocked myself, but just because I don't want them to, and I think they're too good of a team to be one and done. But if they're one and done, there is some this team's future. They're in win now mode. Like this year, and I this year, next year is gonna be tough. Next year is gonna be tough with salary cap issues. Still holding off to some golf money. You're paying a lot of money to Stafford.
Yeah, but I mean, if we look at the playoff picture potential right now, they'd be playing the Eagles, and like I said, I think the Eagles are hot right now and are pushing at the right time. That would be the team that I could see going down pretty easily.
And let's not be mistaken, the Eagles' defense have kept them in some games. They definitely have.
Absolutely.
Lamar Jackson though didn't play in this game either.
I don't know if he's playing anymore this year.
Yeah, I mean, this team, they didn't look bad. Huntley, we're talking the Rams, too. Let's talk about the Rams. They almost lost to a backup quarterback.
Right.
Like, that should, if you're a Rams fan, you should be a bit terrified by this. I know, as someone who's rooting for the Rams, because I love Stafford, I look at this defense, I'm like, you let Tyler Huntley just demolish you. I mean, I get he's a running quarterback, and it's not the easiest thing to do, but this man just put up 54 rushing yards on you. and I mean, the stat sheet doesn't show perfectly, but that he owned that defense for a backup. Can you imagine if, like, Jamar Jackson was actually out there?
Lamar, yeah. If Lamar was there,
what did I say?
They would have won that game.
What did I say? Jamar? Lamar?
Yeah.
Jamar.
No, I think there was potential of Baltimore winning that game if Lamar was healthy and playing.
Why do you got to say it like that?
I think you'd see a different.
Well, you got to say if Lamar was out there playing. Why you got to call me out like that? Can we move on?
You called yourself out. I just was correcting you in a way that wasn't going to be too hostile.
For the people that have watched our podcast.
I'm bringing it hard.
For the people who watched our cast in the past, I misspeak. Like, I mix words up a lot, okay?
I like to correct.
It happens.
So,
All right, moving on. Next up, we had the Jets beating up on the Broncos so bad that Antonio Brown quit his job on the field. Honestly, though, the Jets were winning this game.
Oh, yeah. The Jets weren't.
And Brady just said, sit down, hold up. Let's go higher win.
Right.
So the Bucs have always been they worry me. We talk about being healthy at the right time and being hot at the right time. They're the opposite. They are hurt.
That's what I'm saying.
They have players hurt everywhere, on top of players like Antonio Brown just losing his job on the field, which we'll get into here in a second. This team worries me big time. I know we're talking about Tom Perfect, but this defense hasn't clicked all the way.
I'm more worried about him this year than I was last year.
Oh, yes. I mean, last year felt good, but this year, I mean, anytime you're defending a Super Bowl, it always feels rougher. But this team just has, TB12 can only do so much. There's just too many questions. The defense just isn't clicking. They are getting a little bit healthier on defense. Some of their corners are coming back. Richard Sherman, who's really just a filler guy at this point. Antonio Brown, a beacon of mental health. We hope him the best, no matter how this happened. We hope him the best for mental health's sake. Me and Duck both very, very big on mental health, so we hope he gets the help he needs if he needs it, and he can stay sane in this crazy world. But with that said, some of the reports that came out about Antonio Brown that his ankle was hurt. And that he told trainers and told people that it was hurt. And then coach coming over, telling him get his ass in the game. And he said, Coach, my ankle's hurt. And according to AB, he motioned a motion around his neck, said, you're done, you're out. Bruce Arians never talked about that, but he did to say that he's done and he's out. And he's that's pretty big. Either way you put it, it's kind of weird. I watched the interview with Bruce Arians where he talked about they have protocols that Antonio Brown should went to go see a trainer, and then the trainer would have came up to the coaching staff. Coaching staff would talk to Bruce Arians, and that's how it would have gone. But it didn't go that, and Antonio Brown was basically just motioning to coaches like, "I'm not going in there."
Yeah, but if that, if he's told the coach his ankle's hurt, that protocol doesn't matter. It's still protocol set in place. Where then the coach should have then said something to the trainer and had him get it looked at.
Mm-hmm.
So instead of
Yeah.
telling him you're done and kicking him off the team on the bench is a little ridiculous. I mean, when you sent me his when you told me about the tweet that he had and we were reading that,
Mm-hmm.
it sounded very intelligent on Antonio Brown's side
Yeah.
of what was happening. So I hope it gets investigated because number one, we're not in a place where we were like years ago where, we played till no matter what happens, till you tear your ACL or you're done.
Players still going out there with
Yeah,
concussions, and
but yeah, right. So we're in a place where these guys need to be healthy and we want them to be healthy. And for a coach to be saying that, I hope he didn't, but I'm assuming he did because we need to know both sides of the story on that. But we'll see. I think we're going to see some kind of a NFL investigation on the Tampa Bay team to figure this out.
I think we should for sure.
I hope we do. We better.
I
is
want to
what I should say.
going into it a little more deeper. Some reports have put, well, not reports, excuse me. I've watched some other cast members and shows that talked about Antonio Brown when the type of he was taking shots in his ankle to handle the pain, and this is a pretty
Right.
common thing with athletes, I guess, in the NFL that they'll take these shots and it'll help get them through. And it would explain why he's able to run around on the field, do jumping jacks and stuff like that. They say that that kind of pain lasts at least a quarter or half. Usually does start wearing off in the third
Mm-hmm.
quarters when he did start complaining.
There's also adrenaline, like
Adrenaline,
you
absolutely.
stated, and part of it, going through something, the emotions of going through something like that. Did he handle it the right way?
Yeah.
No,
Now,
probably not.
with that said,
You
I've
know.
heard reports of players on the Tampa Bay team, and I heard this today, and this is why we talked to early, before we went on the air, we talked briefly about this, and I said, all right, let's save it for when we get live.
Mm-hmm.
But some players have been reporting that he was complaining about targets and catches, which would make sense with his
Mm-hmm.
contract situation, that if he reached a certain threshold, he would get like $1 million incentives.
Mm-hmm.
If that's the case, that changes the narrative quite a bit. That if he was complaining about targets and stuff like that, and then he wasn't getting them, so he tried to pull
Then he
himself out the game.
sit out. Yeah.
That changes it quite a bit, which is why I really would like to have that investigation, where we can get to
Right.
the bottom of it. An honest investigation. I know Tampa Bay wanted him to see their doctor, which it's tough because
Well, their doctor was in the same exact place, right?
Antonio
So
Brown went to his doctor, who's a very
yeah,
respected doctor throughout the NFL,
within the same
very
clinic.
respecter,
Yeah.
highly touted doctor, and really respected. And he went and seen him, and he said it was broken. He said he had broken pieces, he torn ligaments, and he said what Antonio Brown basically said.
Mm-hmm.
But the Bucks want him to go see a different doctor who's not as respected, who's much further down, but is a team doctor to get a
Within the
second
same,
opinion. Which to
same
me
clinic,
it just screams shady.
Right. Right. And then what's the latest news we heard today that he was released
Yeah,
by the
which
Buccaneers? So there's got to be something. Something's going to come up. There's no reason why he would spend that much time putting a lengthy tweet like he did and talking
and
about
he's not
in-depth
done.
scenarios.
Antonio Brown's
Right?
not done. I mean, this guy
No.
could hypothetically go play for another team
Mm-hmm.
this playoffs. I mean, he could choose not to do
With the ankle,
surgery.
probably not.
He could choose not to and try to play through the
Yeah.
pain. I mean, it will raise more questions and stuff, but
Right.
go get your money, dude.
Mm-hmm.
And but honestly, we just want to see an honest investigation, which I think is true for most things in life, but sadly we don't see them these days.
Right.
We would like an honest and open, transparent investigation into the matter, riddled with evidence, please, undisputed.
I would think the NFLPA would want something as well for this,
Yes.
so I'm sure they're going to push for it.
Next up, we have the Titans destroying the Dolphins' hopes and dreams of the playoffs. Dolphins not. Actually, no, the Dolphins are eliminated from the playoffs, I believe.
Yeah. Yes.
I was going to say, I
14th on that list, so they just were the last team to get it.
Yeah, so eliminated. Titans, though, punching their ticket. Punching
Clinch
their
division.
ticket currently as the number 1 seed. If they can win this week, they clinch the number 1 seed in the division, first round bye, letting Derrick Henry get more time off, more time to come out and just be a wrecking ball. Usually, though, I think Derrick Henry needs time to be that wrecking. Like, he's got to get some hits before he's the. So, I don't know if I like the week off.
Yeah.
But we'll see how this team does. I'm excited to see them. This is one of those interesting playoff teams because they could just run the rock, but it's tough to see them be this comeback team. But they did add the pieces, you know. We'll see if those pieces can come back healthy and play. But
I mean, they might not need Henry. Deontay Foreman had a great game. 26 carries, 132 yards, touchdown.
he is not Henry, though.
So. Oh, I know he's not.
Henry is a team by himself.
Oh, yeah. But Foreman did good, in that game. I mean, granted, it's, the Dolphins.
Next up, we have the Patriots, who put a 50 burger up on the Jags. Ooh. I need the Jags to win so that my Lions can have the first round pick. Unfortunately, if the Jags win this week, it causes a scenario where the Sunday night teams can tie and both make the playoffs, and it pisses me off a bit. The schedule, that should not happen. That should not happen.
Right.
So now I have to root for the Jags to lose because I don't want that scenario to even be possible.
Right now, you know me. I don't care. My team's eliminated. I don't care who gets playoffs. Let's go and see who wins.
I mean, but right now, the Patriots won. But the Patriots have a potential at a first round bye. They've potential at the number 1 seed, which is crazy to think about, going from a wild card all the way up to the number 1 seat in the AFC. Going from the 5th seat to the 1 seed is pretty crazy there. Buffalo can't even. The highest they could do is the number 2, which is pretty sad for them. But they need to hold on to that division as well, so that both these teams are going to be playing out this week, which is good for these teams because to me, I never liked when teams sat players. Like I think your guys need to be your players need to be out.
Right.
Next up, we have the Raiders. 23-20, beating the Colts, which still puts the Raiders not in the playoff picture at the moment. They are right there, though. They are in the hunt. It's crazy to think that there could be a tie next week, which really makes me mad. Colts, though, they really need this win. They need to. This is one of those teams I really like, and I think they have the potential, but I don't know if this team's. I feel like this team's going to be a 1-and-out, or they're going to be a shocker, and they're going to just beat a team. Like they'll knock out like the Chiefs or a New England first round, and we'll all be like, what? Next up, we have the Chases beating up on the Chiefs. This game was all Chase. 34-31. It was actually a pretty close game, but the Bengals, as I called it, beat the Chiefs. Shocker.
So first.
You don't like Jamar Chase?
Oh.
226 yards, 3 touchdowns.
266 there, buddy.
Excuse me, 266.
You just jaded him 40 yards. Joe Mixon had 40 yards on 7 receptions. So, I mean, you can't be just mixing 40 yards.
No, I looked over there. 266. He had more yards than Patrick Mahomes had throwing. That's crazy. That's crazy. He was asked that I afterwards.
Joe
He
Burrow
was
had
like,
a good
"What?"
game, man.
Yep, Joe Burrow, like just kind of showing it. He's got the talent. But to me, this points out. I kind of called out the Chiefs defense earlier in the year. When they go against a good team, I think this is what we're gonna see. I will say the offensive woes seem to be a lot better. I've been very harsh on the Chiefs offense.
Oh well, yeah, you have.
Very harsh, extremely. Mahomes, listen, I admit I am very harsh and strict on your Mahomes. But I'm going to give you some kudos for adjusting. Don't get too excited. You're still not making it to the Super Bowl. But I'll admit, they made some good adjustments.
I wouldn't go that far. I'm not saying they make Super Bowl. I do see them winning a couple of playoff games. I do see the Bengals not winning their first game or two.
Next up, we have the Bears. The Bears beating the Giants 29-3. Two games of no importance.
Right.
It's sad to say this is players auditioning for next year.
Yeah.
That's what my Lions are doing. This is coaches and players trying to, prove they still deserve to be on the team.
Quinn had 18 sacks though, so that was nice.
Next up, we have the Bills beating the Falcons 29-15. Bills crushing the Falcons. Dreams of making the playoffs. Just buried them. On top of that, Bills needed this win. Very important win for them. Next up, we had the 49ers beating the Texans 23-7. The 49ers.
A big win for them. They're in the
very
playoff.
Big. They need more of these to keep their position.
Yeah.
They could not make the playoffs if they lose. New Orleans wins.
Yeah,
I think New Orleans needs one other scenario to happen. But it's looking like the 49ers will probably make it. But the 49ers are this weird team too that I just don't know if I trust. Like who's really the starting QB for this team? And that's an even bigger question because I can not trust both of them. That's what worries me more. All right, next up we had the Chargers beating the Broncos 34-13, crushing their dreams as well of making the playoffs. Chargers finally looking a little right. Chargers hoping to make the playoffs this coming up week. Currently the third seed. Currently holding it on. They have a couple teams that can overstep them. Baltimore, Pittsburgh could potentially win. The scenario where Pittsburgh and Baltimore make it, by the way, also includes that the Raiders and Chargers don't just purposely tie.
Yeah, I hope it doesn't happen on purpose. I think that's why you'd be upset. I get that part of it.
Yeah,
it could. It potentially could.
Yeah. My partner here likes to scream scripted. I would be. Hey. I wouldn't say scripted, but I would be pissed.
Let me say,
it would be scripted for those two teams.
You would be close to.
I would be furious. Honestly, why wouldn't both those teams just tie? Why wouldn't they just go up to each other and be like, "We're not playing. Good game." Why wouldn't you?
Yeah.
All right, we both made it. Let's go. I don't want to risk injury.
Well, they're not going to because it's money. The owners are gonna, and they're not gonna allow that. But you just play the game to where if it goes down to a field goal to tie the game, the defense just step away, let the dude kick the field goal and win it. You know what I mean? Or let them run in for the touchdown. It's gonna happen. You're gonna see something funky in that game. Like I said, it starts with that S word. Ends with.
Next up, we had the Saints beating the Panthers 18-10. Saints keeping their playoff dreams alive. Really weird scenario for them to make it. 49ers lost. They have to win, and maybe one other thing. I'm not positive. It could just be that easy where they win and the 49ers lose. Don't quote me on it, but this team, I give no hope. I'm over this team.
Right.
The Saints, I am over. I've picked them. They used to be like this champion team. Like you feared playing them at home. Drew Brees left. I don't fear them over the Lions.
Mm-hmm.
Speaking of the Lions, and teams putting up 51 to
Ooh.
29. Holy crap. 51 to 29? Holy crap, there's a robbery. Seahawks finally finding a way to win at home. Crazy. But Russell Wilson, that's the bigger picture here. Where's his future going to lie? It's probably not with Seattle, right?
Tell you where I want him to be, but
I think a lot of people would like to have Russell Wilson.
Yeah.
I think for the right price, I would love him in Detroit. But we have issues
wins.
that we can't.
The first 10 seasons of the NFL, 112 wins. He's tied with Peyton Manning.
Do you think the Seahawks would do a trade where we give them Goff and they give us Wilson?
But you might get that fat.
We'll give them 2 first as well.
That sweetens it up. That'd probably be worth it.
I'm excited for the Lions for the future, but it's all in the front office. How we draft. Let's see how we draft. Next up, we have the Cardinals beating the Cowboys 25-22. This is another loss for you, Duck. I told you the Cardinals are going to beat the Cowboys.
Just by a field goal. I mean, that's too close.
2 teams really battling it out. Looking at the playoff picture, Cowboys clinched their division. They could go up to, I believe, the 2 seed. Oh, no. I don't know if they can go 2, but I think they could go 2. They might be able to only go 3. The Cardinals, though, are playing for a lot. Mm-hmm. They're playing for their division or a wild card. I mean, they're in the wild card. You clinched it. But you could also win your division, which is pretty important. All they need is a Rams loss and Arizona win. Congratulations. We'll see if that scenario can happen or will happen here when we do our picks, but it's a scenario. Next up, we had the bloodbath of the pack. Oh, wait. I skipped the... Oh, no. I didn't push the button. Next, we had the bloodbath of the Packers. 37-10. Beating up on the Vikings. Beating up on their little brother. Aaron Rodgers owns them. Mm-hmm. The discount double check. Walking into the end zone. Can we give this guy the MVP?
What team doesn't he own right now? You know what I mean?
The 3 that beat him. But real talk, people don't want to give him the MVP. There was an MVP voter came out. Yeah, it said a bad guy can't win the MVP. What makes him a bad guy? Oh, well, he tried to walk away from his team. It ain't because he tried to walk away from his team.
He told you exactly what it was.
Yeah, A-Rod said it. He said because he didn't want to get it. It's because he didn't get it's his status.
Right.
That's what it is. It's his status.
He blatantly said what it was because he's unvaccinated.
Yep. And it's a damn shame.
Blatant reason for it. I mean, it's ridiculous that we've come to this type of thought process.
And I love what he said. He's like, you could put an asterisk on it, and it could be the MVP of the vaccinated players. Which is sad. Like it's hands down Aaron Rodgers, right? It should be hands down.
100%.
Now, speaking of teams that might sit players, they could sit A-Rod here. I hope not. Because I hate when we ice players. I mean, I don't mind if they play a half.
Now, are they still playing? They already clinched home field advantage too.
They clinched the first round bye
and home field advantage. So their first round bye. So yeah, that's 2 weeks of sitting.
I don't like it.
That.
Yeah,
but
I don't like it.
It might be good because he does have that toe injury.
Yeah,
and he was really favoring it that last game. So this might be a good thing for him.
Yeah, it could be. With
don't know.
that said, though, with this MVP stance, he might want to go out there and pull a couple
Right.
more up.
After that talk,
But
you
if he
tell you
gets
what.
hurt,
No.
it'll be a different tune.
Mm-hmm.
All right, moving on. With that said, I told you before this game started, by the way.
Let's
I
just
want to
go
take
on
my
to
pick back.
my rankings. Can we just go past the rankings now and go past this
No,
game?
because we need to talk. The Steelers have a chance of making the playoffs, so they deserve to be
Oh,
talked about.
gosh. No, they don't.
The
They shouldn't be in the
Steelers, I said before this game started, I was like, Doug, I really wish I could switch my pick around and take the Steelers. I said it. I was like, I really wish.
No, because I didn't want to take the loss.
I'm like, after hearing it, I'm like, Big Ben's going to go out there and throw like 50. Who knew he was going to do really shitty anyway? But they were going to go out there and play for Ben. And they did. And it was a heartfelt moment for him. He cried. It was really sad, but
I have no sympathy. There was no sadness. There was no tears
you
coming
beat
out
up
of my
on my
eyes.
team for years. Good freaking riddance.
I'm glad he's gone. Yes, good. Go. Ooh, let me help you kick you out the door.
But I wish I took this pick, and I should have taken this pick. But with that said,
so we'll talk about this game for a minute.
Now we want to talk about this game.
Beginning of the season, I was huge on defensive and offensive lines are what win championships. The Browns were abysmal on both sides this game. They gave up 9 sacks. 9 sacks. Let me use 2 hands for that. 9.
9.
It's ridiculous. You should never give up that many. And specifically with somebody that has so many injuries right now that he's been just fighting through the whole time. And then we give up almost 200 yards rushing to one guy.
Yeah, the Browns have a lot of question marks.
Bad. This was not happy. We're not gonna see Baker next game. He's out. He's already have surgery on the 19th, I think.
Which good for him. Get healthy, please.
I want him to stay. When he plays healthy, he's a great quarterback. When he's injured, anybody's gonna have issues. We've seen it. Even Rodgers will have some issues. They're winning games because they got some other pieces that have helped them.
Our Lord and Savior Aaron Rodgers? No way. He doesn't get injured. Never gets injured.
He's got wide receivers that can help him. We haven't had that.
Aaron Rodgers could have Antonio Brown soon.
We have had massive amounts of injuries and COVID issues on our defensive and offensive line. So that hurt us big time this year. They have a chance to come back next year and do really well, but this Case Keenum is going to be starting. And I'm not going to give it away yet, but that'll be a decent game with a bunch of backups on both sides of the ball.
Oh, okay.
Both teams. So,
all right. Next up, we have the Olduk criticism power rankings of NFL.com. No, we got one more after this.
One more. Okay.
I don't know.
Trevor Lawrence is still at the bottom of the barrel, right? Ranked 32. He's threw another 3 interceptions. I think he's I read 17 or 18. And we've seen some quarterbacks start bad like that at the beginning of the year. I hope they have somebody come in there and help him.
Jim Hardball might leave Michigan. Could go Jacksonville.
Oh, really?
Mm-hmm.
Well, after he won against Ohio State, because he ain't going to happen for another 10, 12 seasons. So he better get out of there, is what I'm saying. Ain't happening no more.
I think there was talks that he was leaving after this year anyway.
Okay.
We'll see.
Well, good.
It was good to see him in the NFL again.
It would be.
He talks about loving Michigan, so it was good to see him come back, coach college football.
How many seasons he was there? He was there 8?
Quite a few. Too many.
Yeah,
I think he's an NFL coach, not a college football coach.
Yeah, no, 100%. I like to see him go back.
College and pros is a different breed. I mean, it's about college football is big on coaching, but more on recruiting. Right. This is why I don't watch college football, because to me it's more about recruiting than it is
especially
coaching.
Now with this transfer portal, when anybody and their mother can transfer so easily, which I'm good with that. But it seems like it's just happening way too often.
Yeah, I'm not a big fan of
Giants.
College football sucks.
Giants are ranked 31. They stayed there. Carolina's at 30. Detroit moved back 1 to 29.
No!
They're getting closer to the bottom of the barrel there.
Move back.
Jets, they flip flop with the Jets. Jets are 28.
Screw you, Jets.
Houston Texans stayed at 27. Washington stayed at 26. Denver Broncos moved back 2 to 25. Seattle Seahawks moved up 1 to 24. Bears moved up 1
That's
to
what happens when you
23.
beat the Lions.
Right? Falcons
up.
stayed at 22, even with their loss. They're still middle of the pack. Vikings moved back 3 from 18 to 21, so they're out of the top 20. With that blowout loss, they got shellacked.
Speaking of 20,
The Browns stayed in the top 20, moved from 17 to 20, and they got
welcome to the 20s. The Lions welcome you.
Baltimore Ravens are 18, staying there. Pittsburgh Steelers are Baltimore Ravens are 19. Excuse me.
Hold on, time out.
Pittsburgh.
Time out.
What?
As you go to Pittsburgh, I just want you to realize something. The Browns just leapfrogged past their division rivals, Pittsburgh Steelers and Ravens.
I'm not surprised. They're at the bottom of the barrel. They should be. Right? They're all sitting there in the middle of the pack.
I hope that makes you feel
Miami
fantastic.
Dolphins moved back from 12 to 17. New Orleans Saints actually jumped up 5 spots from 21 to 16. Their win. They're putting the playoff, finally moving the playoff team, contention teams up in the top ranks. Las Vegas Raiders moved up to 15. Philadelphia Eagles moved up 14. Chargers moved up one more to 13. San Fran moved up to 12. And the Colts dropped out of the top 5. Out of the top 10. They're ranked 11.
Yep. It'll be interesting to see who goes up there.
Dallas moved out almost out of the top 5.
Now that we're in the top 10. Who said Dallas was low? Should be a lot lower than they were.
Get out of here.
I've been saying it for a while.
Yeah, whatever. They're ranked 6, now they're 10. And this one is where they should always be too. The Cardinals. You've always had them at number 1 and 2, and they actually moved up.
I am really high on the Cardinals, and I probably am overly
not
high
at all on them.
I am probably going to continue to be overly high on them.
I'm going to tell you right now,
the rest of the year.
Out of any team in the playoffs, they're 1 and done.
I disagree.
It
depends on who they play, but we'll see.
I don't care who they play. 1 and done. England, New England Patriots.
England
stayed at 8. Tennessee Titans moved up, which rightfully so. Remember, we talked about them too being out of the top 10. They moved from 11 to 7. They should have been in the top 10 from the beginning.
Which is crazy. They're the number 1 seed right now.
The reason why
they number 1 seed.
Right? The reason why they haven't been is because of Tannehill. That's the main reason. He's not doing much. And so
he's
they're
doing
really not
enough.
High on but
Tannehill,
they're not high on the quarterback that doesn't do much.
I don't know.
Bills are moved up from 7 to 6. Allen's actually doing something with this game. Are these teams? He's throwing more. Tannehill's not doing anything. He had 18 throws and 13 receptions with not barely 100 yards. So the last
he is there to not turn the ball over and to make the right call.
Yeah, but he's still not. That's not doing enough.
It is doing enough. They are the number 1 seed at the current moment.
Not enough for playoffs.
Not enough.
Not enough for a playoff win. Not enough for a playoff win. Excuse me.
What more do you want?
I'm telling you.
You're out of your mind.
Just watch.
This is the hill you die on? This is the hill you're going to die on.
Just watch. So you're telling me the number 1 seed Tennessee Titans are going to win all of it? Are going to win 2 games in the playoffs? They're going to win a game in a playoff?
Right now, the Tennessee Titans are better than half these teams in the top 10.
No. Don't even agree with you.
Yes. And they've beaten probably half of these teams in the top 10.
Get out of here. Not even. Get out.
Tennessee Titans, we've talked about this all year. They beat the good teams. They lose to the crappy teams like the Jags and the Jets.
It's not going to happen. I'm telling you. This team, if Derrick Henry does not play and doesn't play at his potential, they're not winning a playoff game.
We'll see.
Okay. Bengals moved up from 9 to 5, ranked 5. Kansas City Chiefs moved back from second after their loss.
That's what they deserve.
To rank 4. So they're right behind the Bengals. Tampa Bay moved up 1-3. This, I wasn't a big move. I don't know why. Los Angeles Rams are ranked 2. Moved up 1 spot. I don't like that move.
You don't like the Rams going up to 2?
No.
I don't either, by the way.
I would have put Tampa Bay up there and flip-flopped them. Even though Tampa Bay is having some issues. I don't know who else. I mean, if based on ranking, win percent and wins, I would say it's okay. But I would probably flip-flop them too.
It's tough. A lot of these teams I could put in there. But
going
off
Green
of
Bay's
last
number
week,
1. Green Bay's number 1, and rightfully
we're
so.
number 1. We're number 1.
I think they're going to finish the season off at number 1. And
yeah, I believe
think
so as well.
The only thing that can hurt them is, of course, COVID on some of their main players.
Catastrophic injury to a main player will do it.
Well, yeah.
To Devontae Adams, A-Rod.
Toe. That's the biggest issue right now.
Yeah.
And that's why I say he needs to sit the next 2 weeks so that he can get that toe healed.
There's quite a few
players. As long as he doesn't come back rusty like the first game of the season, right?
Yeah.
So
I think they'll be fine, though. I'm high on this team, so we'll see.
Mm-hmm.
But with that said, very crucial criticism. Only one more of those to go for the year. Pretty excited. Next year, when we do on our own.
Yep.
Maybe we'll even post them on our website. You never know.
Mm-hmm.
You don't know. You don't know. You don't know where the future takes. With that said, we're going to move on to our weekly picks. I said Dad. Vanilla James beats up on Olduk all day.
I mean, just because my birthday is coming up doesn't mean to be calling me Dad already.
Oh, no, sir. I ain't calling you Daddy.
Me look younger. That make me look younger now? Get rid of that gray beard.
Kind of did.
It's not a Santa beard, guys.
We were talking to my wife because apparently the school of Santas is in Michigan. And I told her when I get older and my beard does start turning gray, I can see myself going and being a mall Santa.
Oh God!
I'm like, I could do it.
And this I cut off a couple inches too, so it's definitely smaller than it was. But
I could be a mall Santa. I could do it.
Nah, well you could. Yeah, you got that jolly old laugh. You'll be good.
Yeah, and these rosy cheeks.
Right.
Got to pack out a couple more pounds.
I'll give you some of my poundage, and then we'll be good.
No, I want to lose some weight, but we'll see.
Oh, yeah. We can put pillows in. So
last week of the regular season, Duck, you're behind 1. Would you like to pick first?
Yeah.
All right, first up, first game, Saturday, 4:30 p.m. We have the Broncos hosting the Chiefs.
Chiefs all day, baby.
Chiefs all
day.
What are the Chiefs?
You got to think about this. You got issues. You're about to lose if you think about this.
This is week 18 football. Okay, you don't think the Broncos would love to play spoiler to the Chiefs?
Broncos ain't playing spoiler to nothing.
I mean, oof. On a Saturday. Do I really want to lose my first place ranking? No, I'm taking the Chiefs as well.
Yeah. Smart. Very smart call.
All right, next up is my pick. The Dallas Cowboys are going to Philly to face the Philadelphia Eagles. Dallas has little to play for. Eagles have everything to play for at this point in time. You can move up to, your wild card position at this point. With that said, I'm gonna go. I'm going Dallas.
You sure about that?
Yeah.
Okay, I'm going for Dallas too, though. So
okay, good.
We're good. As much as I'm high on the Eagles, and I think they're going to do good, I still think Dallas
they can win this
a lot
game.
To play for to keep continuity through the playoffs. So Dallas needs this win. Even though they clinched division, they need this win.
Next up, we have the Lions hosting the Packers. Packers potentially sitting starters. Lions playing for everything they got.
The Lions aren't playing for nothing.
Lions are
They
playing
don't
for the
wanna
coach,
win.
man. Yeah, they didn't want to win when they did win.
They don't need to win.
They don't
Green
need
Bay,
to win. They'll still
I
win.
got Green Bay on this one. There's no Lions ain't winning.
I'm going Packers as well because you think the Lions can beat the Packers backups? No way. No way.
Right.
All right,
the
now
starters for the Lions can't even beat the Packers.
before I die, this is the game of the week. This is the game of the week. This is where everything falls. Jacksonville hosts the Colts.
How is this the game of the week?
Because this decides everything. If the Jags win, if the Jags beat the Colts,
look, the Colts have more to play for than anything right now.
The Colts have everything to play for, but the Jags have absolute spoiler rep. If they win, and the Colts have not beaten the Jaguars since 2014.
Well, now's the time.
I'm going Colts as well, but
Thank you. Please
if
don't.
the Jags win this game,
It's not. It's not gonna happen. Okay.
All right. Next
The
up,
Jags don't want to win this game.
Speaking of teams that don't want to win games, you have to pick between the New York Giants are hosting the Washington potentially Admirals.
Who's picking these names?
I swear to God, if that's actually their team name, I'm gonna scream. I would rather call them the Washington football team.
No, I will never call them that.
I would much rather call them. Yeah, I'll call them
Washington.
Better than Admirals.
So.
It's your pick there, buddy. Giants or
I did.
Who'd you take?
Weren't paying attention. Washington's gonna win this game.
Washington. Yeah,
Am
I'm
I
going
writing it down?
Washington too.
Okay, good. I was gonna say. I mean, we need at least two differences here. Okay.
Well, it's gonna be up to you because the Vikings are hosting the Bears, and I'm taking the Vikings.
Vikings and the Bears. Oh. I got Vikings too on this one.
You just don't want to pick against me. This is just strikingly odd.
We're getting there. We got lots of games left, bro.
Next up, we have the Texans hosting the Titans.
Texans and the Titans. This is the battle of Texas.
It's crazy. You just talked all this mad. I'm going to say shit about the Titans. And the
Do you
Titans,
see where they're playing?
They're about to be the number 1 seed in the AFC with a first round bye. If they could just beat the Texans.
Yeah.
But we also talked about this. You're taking the Texans?
No, Titans. Sorry, I said the wrong one.
The Texans beat them earlier in the year, right?
That was early in the year.
Oh, I wrote you down for Texans for some reason.
No. Titans.
Yeah, I'm taking the Titans as well.
Titans. No way.
This is an in-division game, though. I talk about this all the time. The Titans could win. They could.
News fast.
Don't be shocked.
It's not going to happen.
Next up, we have the Ravens hosting the Steelers. These two teams are playing for a playoff spot, which is shocking.
Can they both just not do anything?
This is weird. You have to pick one of these teams. I have to pick one of these teams. Lamar Jackson. Is he playing? Can you look it up for me real quick? Is he playing?
Oh, I didn't know you were asking me.
Because here's the thing: if he's playing, that makes a different scenario. As of right now, I'm probably going Steelers, but it matters if Lamar Jackson's playing or not.
Where's the game at, bro? There it is. Let's see if we got any news on the desk. I'm not seeing it. Hold on, let me do another. Lamar, or just Jamar or Lamar? Okay, just checking.
God damn. I had Jamar Chase in the mind, man.
Latest. Any latest news? Oh, whoa there. Whoa there, buddy. It's not your show to be talking on. Baltimore. Lamar Jackson remains on DNP for the second day in a row this week due to an ankle injury.
All right, well, I'm going
Tyler
Steelers.
Huntley, illness was a full participant.
Yeah, I'm still going Big Ben's last game. I'm going Steelers. Illness? Don't care. Going Steelers.
What is that? Illness.
Steelers for me. Who you taking?
Yes. This is, I got Baltimore.
Oh, this is the hill you die on.
I cannot pick the Steelers.
Well, here's where I'm going to crush you.
We are about to go. I'm about to win this, and we're going to be tied right here, baby. This is like I bring in the golf analogy. Okay. We're on the 17th hole. I win that 17th
You're
hole.
about to.
We're going into the 18th tee box, baby, and I'm about to crush.
I'm gonna crush.
Happening.
Going to the tippy top of the mountain, and we
Because
get
you know
there.
what we call this?
I'm gonna
you know what we call this
bones.
picking? You know what we call this picking? Script, baby.
Okay. Browns hosting the Bengals. Who you taking?
Oh, hold on. We got an important timeout issue. Whoa. Whoops. My phone got in my escape key. You said this was the Browns one?
Yep. Browns hosting the Bengals. Where are you going?
Golly. I'm going Browns. We're gonna have a healthy quarterback. And the backup, Joe Burrow. Joe Burrow's not playing.
He's not?
So, no. He's injured. From what I heard, he's got a little bit of a boo-boo on his ankle.
I'm still taking the Bengals. I'm still taking the Bengals.
Sweet.
Because I'm taking you to the top of the mountain. I'm going to crush your bones.
Now, baby. I'm you know what? I got ink right here. Ink. I'm about to ink it in. The wins
crush
on these
your bones.
See,
destroy every inch of your body.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah. You don't even know, brother.
Next up, here.
We're taking the Rams. Hosting the 49ers, and I'm taking the Rams.
Rams and 49ers.
Yep, I'm taking the Rams. Question is, will you take another L?
Sorry. I had to talk to the wifey there for a second. Let's see. Well, we got two differences already, right? That's what I was looking for. All I need is two.
Yeah, but if you don't win one, I'm good.
Is two. I usually win the first two. And then that's when I start losing the last ones. So I'm going LA on this one.
You going with the Rams as well?
Yes, sir. Home game. Yeah, I mean, I love to see San Fran win this, just because I got my father-in-law's a big San Fran fan, and went to a game in Cincinnati. LA's gonna win this though.
Okay. Next up, Duck has pick. The Buccaneers are hosting the Panthers.
Is Sam Darnold big quarterback? That's what I want to know. It don't really matter who's quarterback. Baltimore's winning this. Or Baltimore. Where did that come out of my mouth?
Hey, no, you took Baltimore.
I even looked at the
that's a
flag.
loss. That's a loss for you automatically.
Wow. Yeah, I'll take the
So you're taking the Panthers?
No. Heck no.
All right. I'm gonna take the Bucks as well. Next up we have the Cardinals hosting the Seahawks. I'm taking the Cardinals.
Yeah, Cardinal.
Damn, I thought I would have got you with that one. Next up, we have the Dolphins hosting the New England Patriots. New England is 9-12 in road games versus Miami in the Bill Belichick era since 2000.
Well, he's about to be 10-12. So
Taking the Pats.
yeah,
I'm taking the Pats as well. Next up, we have the Falcons hosting the Saints. Do we have? I'm taking the Falcons.
you sure about that?
Yeah.
All right, I'm taking the Saints. Thank you. That's me winning by 2.
I hope that I don't feel good about it.
I was like, let me ink that down real quick there, folks.
Next, we have the Bills hosting the Jets.
Is this a question?
Is he thinking about this?
No, there's no thinking at all. I thought you were picking. I'm like, what? Is he thinking about it?
No, I'm going Bills as well. Next up, we have our last pick. Duck chose wisely to not pick here. I have to pick first. The Raiders are hosting the Chargers. Can I pick a tie?
Well, that'll be our contingency for both of us because we're both going to want that, right? We're not sure.
Yeah.
This is a wash game, I think, more than anything.
I hate that. I wish this game would be time shifted to be played at 1.
Right?
I hate that this game.
It comes to it
Now,
needed to be
here's the
one
thing.
of the first games.
If the Colts just win the game, this game is the most important game. This is the most important game if they win.
Colts need to win.
But if they don't, wow.
Well, they will. Okay.
The Jags have a lot. The Jags are going to be playing with their hearts out. As a Lions fan, I hope. As a Lions fan, I hope the Jags win. Okay, shut up and don't take their motivation away. Okay, they are going to play with every bit of passion they have left to eliminate the Colts.
No, it's not going to happen. Colts are going to win this, and then this game is going to be actually more competitive and a better game than we think it is. Who are you picking? I already got mine locked in.
Do I have to pick? I don't. Oh my god, I hate both these teams. I'm gonna go eeny meeny miny mo. You could catch a Raider by his toe. What a Chargers.
If he hollers, let him go. Eeny meeny miny bowl.
Comes down to who do I trust. I'm going Chargers.
Oh yeah. Oh,
he's writing it down, so he's going Raiders.
Oh no! I'm not going Raiders. I got Chargers.
No. All right. Well, those are our Week 18 picks. Holy crap! We have 3 games we differ on this week. No, you know what? You know what's still messed up? Duck, we could end the year in a tie.
We could.
We could end the year.
We could.
In
After
a tie.
being down, how many was I down at 1.9? 8?
I'm still ashamed that I'm only up by 1. Don't take this away, okay? This would be it would be poetic if we tied, though.
Purposely done. This is what I call the script of all scripts, baby. I purposely picked weird games and tightened them.
To script it just so we could tie at the end.
Watch. If we tie.
If we tie, my God. It's so perfect. It's poetic.
Right.
The 3 games we differ on are the Steelers Ravens, Bengals Browns, and Falcons Saints. I could see it. But that is the end of the regular season here. Our next show will be the beginning of playoffs, baby. We will be talking playoffs. Be lucky if we can win a game. We will be talking playoffs. We will recap Week 18. We'll see who won. Who knows? Could have a tie. But with that said, we'll have playoff picks.
Gonna win.
But with that said, we really appreciate all of you for coming out and watching us on YouTube, only on YouTube now.
Mm-hmm. Yes. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Please make sure you share our content if possible. Let your friends know about us. Two handsome dads right here, just chilling, talking football. Maybe you have a comment you want to make down in the comments. Please do like, subscribe. I don't know, the YouTube algorithm likes it. Make us look good. Tell your friends.
Yes.
Enjoy our content. More importantly, hit the subscribe button so I can see it go higher. I love it. I love seeing that little button go higher. Like, ooh, snap, Doug. We got like 14 now. Hell yeah, brother.
Yeah. We getting there.
We gonna get there. It's gonna be good. We're gonna be good. I got me a new girl. She feeding me, taking me out to dinners, treating me good. But hey, thank you for watching our content. However you do watch it, we really appreciate it. We will see you guys next week for some playoff football. Good night.
Yeah.